process?
Yeah, it's the same process. First and foremost, yeah, telling them up front, I'm going to make an offer. Telling them what the offer is at full retail is also smart because now you've got them over sticker shock. Telling
At the
them,
start?
yeah, right in the very beginning of your presentation. And then also when you say, hey, I've got this thing I'm going to offer, it's called Turning Point. The retail investment for Turning Point is $3,000. I've been offering up that program for $3,000 for 30 years. Of course, that's not the investment you're going to make. I'm going to give you an amazing discount and a better than money back guarantee so that when you take action, you're going to feel completely safe. So all of that was called future pacing. I'm projecting you into a future. I'm addressing some of your pieces of resistance. I'm telling you what the price point is. I'm kind of exciting your imagination and telling you I'm going to reduce it. So pay attention to that. I'm going to give you bonuses. And then ultimately, I do risk reversal by telling you I'm going to give you a better than money back guarantee so you're safe. So now you're saying, okay, fill in the details. Let me make a choice. But there's nothing covert about it. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that marketers and salespeople and presenters make is they attempt to be covert. You know, this conversation when we started, I don't use techniques. It's how I communicate because I've reached a level of unconscious competency where I've said, you know, this is me. Do you smoke cigarettes?
No.
So you don't smoke cigarettes. So you don't need to force yourself not to pick up a cigarette and smoke it. You don't smoke. This is how I communicate.
But I haven't heard you say objection. I'm hearing resistance, I think?
Yes. Yeah, I don't say objection. I say you play with resistance.
What does that mean?
When somebody seeks to influence somebody else, a person of authority doesn't take it personally. I'm not offended. I don't feel bad. Oh my God, they didn't buy from me. There must be something wrong with me. Going back to what I said before, because I believe in what I'm selling, because I believe in my offer, when you don't buy from me, I don't feel bad for me. I feel bad for you. I feel bad because I know you investing in my offer is going to make your life better. So I don't think what you say to me is an objection. I think what you're saying to me is a request for more information because I'm not taking it personally. I play with it. You know, if you go bowling and they tell you the objective is to knock down those pins and you say, great, you hear it. And you run down the alley and you kick the pins over with your foot and you run back. Well, you got the outcome. That's just not the game. And so many times people don't realize that if you play with resistance, that you don't get angry. You don't find them at fault. You simply say, I understand how they would feel that way. I understand why they would respond that way. How do I change this up and get them to respond differently? How do I frame this thing? How do I present this thing in such a way that they make an emotional decision, because all buying decisions are based first on emotion and then backed up with logic. I arrived in my Rolls-Royce Phantom here at your studio. Nobody needs a $450,000 automobile to get from point A to point B. It's purely vanity. Anybody that has more than a $40,000 or $50,000 car, it's vanity. And at the same time, though, even though nobody needs a Rolls-Royce Phantom, you'll need it when you drive it. You'll need it when you ride in it a little while. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, a mind once expanded cannot contract to its original state. I say, a wallet once expanded will never contract to its original state. Once you get used to living a bigger life, you'll want that life. Fly with me once on the private jet, you'll like it. Fly with me twice, you'll like it a lot. Fly with me 3 times, you will be ruined for life. And so that's the idea. I don't experience what somebody says as an objection. I experience it as resistance, and then my job is to play with the resistance.